Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a pick a card reading for if you're feeling down. I've had so many people hitting me up lately for personal readings telling me that they're feeling down, that they're depressed, that they're feeling the energy, that they need a rest. So what I have for you guys here is a pick a card reading, and I'm going to split you guys off into two groups, and I've got a different message for you guys based off of which number you choose. So this message is supposed to help you find more balance and peace. It's supposed to lift you up and help you find hope. It's supposed to be practical, some practical advice you can implement to help yourself kind of come out of this rut and come back onto a better vibe where you can be more into a receptive mode, where you can manifest things a lot easier. Because when you're stuck down there in that negativity and in that despair and that depression, it's not fun. It can be bad for your health, and also it's hard for things to come your way. It's hard for you to manifest those opportunities. Now, I'm very much a supporter that if you're depressed, if you're feeling emotional, if you're upset, then your emotions are there for a reason. You shouldn't run away from them. We're not trying to spiritually bypass your emotions. We're going to confront them. We're going to be direct with them. We're going to allow this pain to speak to us, and then we're going to make a plan and we're going to move through this. Okay, you guys? So number one or number two, choose a number one or number two, and then you can head below to the description to fast forward to your reading. So if you chose number one, you're group one, I pulled a couple cards for you, and I think it's so interesting that the first card that came out was the endurance card. Have you ever heard that quote, success is endurance for just one moment longer? That's exactly what I feel this situation is for you. There's a storm here in the background, but I'm also seeing this fire here. And yes, you've got this fire lit and it's keeping you warm, and it's just a matter of making it through at this point. So I guess the message here is that in your situation, the worst is finally over. You need to be independent right now in order to make it through this situation. You might have had to say goodbye to some people in your life. Maybe a job wasn't serving you. And they're saying that even though things have been tough, after you've taken this leap of faith, or maybe you're considering taking a risk, maybe your circumstances are falling apart all around you, trying to push you in a certain direction. They're saying don't worry, because as things fall apart, you're making way for new growth. This moon here is a symbol of manifestation. So things are coming through on the other side of this. But the most important thing right now is to rest, and is to allow this energy to flow through you. Sometimes this energy transfers in ways that may surprise you. Sometimes everything isn't always like what it appears to be, and you have to give some time to let the energy settle. This bear on this card is like, get in the cave. He's like, you need to rest, you need to think, you need time for introspection, you need to figure out what your next step is, but don't necessarily push yourself so hard to make those choices right now. It's okay for you to be where you're at. In order to move forward, the first thing you gotta do is just like understand and admit and accept where you're at. And if you're feeling down, if you're feeling low, if you're depressed, that's okay. Allow this time, welcome it, and then it's going to be time to move on. They're saying that eventually it's going to be time for you to face your fears. This rabbit here is a sign of taking a leap of faith, facing your fears. It also has to do with opportunity and abundance and fertility. So I feel like on the other side of this could be a relationship for you. Could be some more finances perhaps you were looking for, if that's one of the struggles, because rabbits have to do with finances. Or just a time of more luck in your life is coming forth. The last card I drew for you is the reunion card. So this means people are coming into your life. Actual people will be coming into your life. So if you've lost somebody, there's been a lot of loss in your life. If you're feeling alone right now, don't worry, because if you're alone, you won't be alone for long. The universe will always send you someone. That's what I know for sure. There were times in my life where I tried to shut myself off from people, where I got very depressed. It's actually how I found tarot. And people just came out of nowhere and found me. I call these people my soul family, people who were there to hold space with me, to lift me up, people who were on my vibe. So as you go through all these changes, whether it's a spiritual awakening or just a time of loss or a time of growth in your life, Things are going to feel strange, but just know that this energy is transforming in ways that are going to be positive for you. You do have your own willpower. You do have creative control. Allow yourself to take a little bit more time to rest, a little bit more time to feel and to process and to pass these emotions. And when you're ready, get out into nature. It's a little bit easier to get out into nature after a depression than it is to all of a sudden go try to make a bunch of new friends or to get out back into society. Allow yourself back into nature. It's a little bit more of a gentle way to approach your life after a time like this, and it will heal you and rejuvenate you, and pretty soon you will be out of the cave. So I hope that this message lifted you up. If so, leave comments below. I'd love to hear. I know right now, this time of year, a lot of us can use these messages, myself included. So if you pulled, or pick number 2, I pulled some cards for you, and we're gonna move on and get into it. So number 2, right away a message is coming out that you're leaving a difficult time behind. The swan is a sign of clairvoyance, so it might be that you've been sensing that you're just about to turn the corner into a more positive and more productive era in your life. I feel that you've very much been going through a time of solitude. It's been a pretty long period in your life because of this mourning that you're going through. And you're mourning a lot. You're mourning your childhood, you're mourning some things that happened when you were younger, you're mourning certain friends that you've lost, you're just mourning the fact that the years have passed. I just see a lot of mourning for those of you guys who have picked this, and that's okay. You might not even really be aware that you're mourning, but I feel like this sadness, and those of you guys who've chosen this card, they're saying that this is a really natural period to go through in your life. This period of mourning, this period of processing, this period of like kind of stagnation, this period of solitude, but things are changing. You're worried about your safety and your protection as things change. You're worried, like, if I make these changes, am I going to be safe? Am I going to be secure enough? How is this going to come together if I make the change? How is that going to come together if I make the change? But they're saying, you know what this change is, or what these changes are you need to make, and you are safe, you are protected. So I love seeing the protection card come out for you. Overall, your focus right now should be on your freedom. This is what you desire. I pulled the freedom card for you. It's like you feel caged, you feel held back. Maybe it's because of the life you've chosen. Maybe because of circumstances that were out of your control. You ended up falling into this path in life that really isn't in alignment. Maybe it's time for you to really decide like where your inner truth and where your heart is really pointing you to go. Maybe you're gonna have to leave a certain lifestyle behind in order to pursue something that's more in alignment with you. Because it's like anyone who chose this, you want freedom, you want passion, you want energy, you want to break the mold, you want out of your cage. So they're saying, you'll have this. You'll have this fulfillment. You're going to break the mold. You're going to get out of this cage, but you need to be creative. You need to realize that like your gift when you came down here is, and your birthright is your creativity and your creative energy, and this is your power. You can think and visualize of anything in your mind, and whatever you hope and visualize, daydream, and think, that's what you're manifesting. That's what you're sending out to the universe. The universe is picking up on that. It's going to start bringing it to you. But you got to think, you know, what are you spending most of your time thinking about? I'm not giving you guys a speech right now that I'm not trying to say like only think positive and you'll have a happy life, and if you think negative all these bad things are going to happen. No, I'm not one of those people who's just like think positive. But what I'm trying to say is, if you spend a lot of your energy on the worrying, on the fear, on the stress, on the drama, on the despair, that's what you do start to manifest. You know, if your energy is down there most of the time, you know, that's the frequency you're putting out. So it's more just about trying to get into a higher frequency more often. Trying to get to a place in your life where you're starting to feel more at peace, more at balance, and more at joy. Part of that is knowing yourself, knowing who you are, knowing what your likes are, and knowing what your dislikes are. Part of it is, you know, learning how to separate yourself from the crowd. For me, I used to really never come out here very much to nature. And I'm realizing I'm the kind of person that needs it a lot. I love it when I want to hang out with my friends. I'm always inviting them out here. I'm realizing maybe the bars and the clubs and that whole thing isn't me, you know? But back in the day, I used to go along with that because, I don't know, everyone else was doing it. I thought it was what I had to do to be liked, like to live my life a certain way, to participate in certain things that stressed me out and I didn't really like. So you have to think, like, is your lifestyle like your job, the things you do for fun, the time, what you're doing in your off time from work and whatnot, are all those things really in alignment with you? Is that what your soul really wants? Or are you just doing like what's expected of you and like what you think you should do, like what your parents said or what your society says or what your friends are doing? Really drill it back to you, because every person's unique. You might just realize that you're super unique and there's like this one hobby that really makes you happy and gives you peace. Maybe if you just do underwater basket weaving once a day, you're gonna feel better about that. You know what I'm saying? So what I wanna tell you guys first and foremost is your creativity is what's gonna get you out of this. So thank you again. If this resonated with you, then definitely leave me comments. And if you want a personal reading, check out the description below. Peace out.